King Noble Black Supremacy. And with this particular video, I want to talk about Dr. Umar Johnson losing his white supremacy validation. Now, I'm conflicted on this. I don't know whether that's good news or bad news, but I'm inclined to accept it as good news. The bad news part of it is, and I'll deal with that first, is he played a significant role within the public school system, fighting for children labeled as having behavior disabilities and having medication, i.e. poison, prescribed for them. That he played a very significant and relevant role educating parents on the nature of the psychological evaluations of their children. He did justice there. One of a kind, very valuable, and very instrumental. So I would say that he was a spook that sat by the door. Not at revolutionary level, though, but a spook that sat by the door. The first stage. So I think that's going to be a great loss within the system for those of whom he fought for and fought on behalf of. That's the bad part. The good part of the story is he's been forced by the ancestors in the universe to graduate and to move more towards a more all-out revolutionary Black nationalist Pan-African position. He's being forced to move into that. That he will no longer be validated by white supremacy. Because you can't fight white supremacy with white supremacy. You can't use the platform of white supremacy to fight white supremacy. There's a stage, you have a window to do that. But that will come to an end. They're not going to let you use their stage and their platforms, their credentials, their institutions, their funding, their budget, their matrix to destroy them. They're not going to allow you to continue to do that. So you have a small window to do it. But that window's coming to an end for everyone who think that they can do that. Let's keep it real. Everyone doing that will be forced to become true revolutionaries or bow down to the system of white supremacy and play by their rules and carry out their agenda and their modus operandi. There is no middle ground. You either with them or you against them. And they will draw that line in the sand. They will show you. They will show and prove whether you with them or against them. You ain't got to worry about that. So he's no longer going to be validated by white supremacy. That's nothing to cry over. He's going to lose his credentials. He's going to lose his slave documentation. He's going to lose all that. Then you'll have to be a revolutionary. You have to truly stand up on the shoulders of the ancestors and be 100%. A lot of people saw him as a scam artist. I just saw him as not fully blossoming and developing 100% into his true potential and capability, which could make him look like many to a scam artist or a half-hearted individual. But I think right now he's forced to step all the way up because he likes himself to Marcus Garvey. He says Marcus Garvey is the king of Pan-Africanism and he's the prince of Pan-Africanism. But Marcus Garvey didn't have a job working for white supremacy, nor was he validated by any institutions of white supremacy. He was a 24-hour Garveyite. He was a 24-hour Pan-Africanist. He didn't work for the white man, nor did Nat Turner, Denmark Vesey, the list goes on. These people didn't have jobs for the white man at the height of their career. So you can't really do them both. You can't love two masters. You can only love one and completely and absolutely hate the other, because you will definitely be hated by the other. If you love the other one too much, you're going to be hated by the other one anyway. So you might as well hate it. So he's been forced to step up into who he really is as a true 100% Pan-Africanist. Realizing that you cannot achieve success within white supremacy as a psychologist, a pharmacist, whatever career you have, even a black-owned business. You cannot achieve success within white supremacy. The only success that you can achieve is the destruction of white supremacy. The rise of the black man will come from the fall of white supremacy. If you're rising in white supremacy, then we're failing somewhere. This is a fact. Psychology, the institution of psychology, is a matrix that was created as a massive mind control tool to suppress the infinite consciousness of melanated people. Bottom line, to maintain the construct of the matrix on the minds of the masses of the people. You call it the DSM, whatever you want to call it. It was the institution of psychology or psychiatry that came up with the idea of negritude that justified the dehumanization of black people. Said that we were inferior because we were mentally diseased, and labeled blackness as a disease. This came from the institution of psychology or psychiatry. Who want to be validated by that? Every institution of white supremacy has only one purpose. That's the destruction of black people. No other reason. Not to heal, cure, diagnose, prognose, anything. Its purpose is to destroy black people. We talk about eugenics. We talk about all this stuff that's coming right out of the institution of psychiatry or psychology. It's the same thing. Eugenics. Elevate the white man and destroy the black man. So the fact that he's no longer validated, or he's getting threatened to no longer be validated by these institutions, to me is a victory. I'm not saddened by that. I'm not saddened by that. I know for sure that Umar Johnson can be very successful independently. I have no doubt about that. Doing his lectures, tours, speaking around the world, waking people up, organizing. I think when he completely cut that leash off, he gonna be off the chain with this Pan-African shit. But you gotta take that leash off. So this is a victory. Now, as far as him being audited, whatever, they'll figure that out. That'll be worked out. Right now, none of this sounds criminal, really. It just sounds like he's being tested to step up and step into who he has declared himself to be and affirmed himself to be. He's being tested now to step into that. Him ending his contracts with the slave master don't really have nothing to do with us. That's between him and the white man. His degrees, his credentials, that's a contract and a relationship between him and Whitey. That has nothing to do with us. As that contract is severed, that's nothing for us to get involved in. Now, if they criminalize Umar Johnson and seek to destroy him or harm him in any type of manner, then we have no option as to what to do about that. We will not watch another black leader get taken down within this lifetime, within this generation. We will not sit back and watch that idly and passively. Real people will move on that immediately. We will not allow him to lose freedom, be tortured, kidnapped, or held hostage without nobody doing something about it. But as far as these contracts with the institutions of white supremacy, we don't give a goddamn. Let them go. Let the white man go. Let his shit go. Let his system go. We didn't invent this psychology shit he's talking about. This is all his matrix, all his ideas, all his sick, twisted ideas about human consciousness and society that perpetuates this bullshit. So we don't give a fuck about that. You can't be accredited by something that is fraudulent, something that is de facto and ineffective and inefficient and corrupt. You can't be accredited by that shit anyway. So that's bullshit. We're here to be against white supremacy, not be validated by it. So I don't feel aware about that. I feel that this is an opportunity for Dr. Umar Johnson, Baba Ifatunde, to step into his divinity of who he is and to take the shit that he's doing to the next level and to prove to us who are real, who are outside of the matrix, who don't give a fuck about white supremacy, who do live every moment and second of our lives for Pan-Africanism, black nationalism. He can appeal to us now. Show us that he's real and he's really about that shit. School systems, setting up schools, anything that needs validation from the white man, fuck that. That's not revolutionary. Haiti didn't get its freedom and have its revolution looking for validation from the white man. Nor did the Gullah Geechee revolution, nor was Nat Turner looking for validation for the white man or setting up institutions that the white man could investigate or have some type of say-so or shut down. So that's why I said fuck a school. It just gives the white man another opportunity to come in with a clipboard and tell you what you should and should not be doing and what should be going on and all that shit. Fuck the white man. Fuck his systems and fuck his institutions. If you raise $400,000, that shit should go to a war chest. That money should be used to fight the fucking devil. Those resources should be used to establish himself as a true nation state, as a true fucking sovereign black king in 20 motherfucking 18 as we going into it. But setting up these institutions that are really franchises or extensions of the white man system, that ain't going nowhere. He gonna shut that shit down. It's gonna go under scrutiny, just like Oprah School in South Africa. The white man ain't gonna let you set up no institution teaching any revolutionary curriculum or anything against white supremacy. The white man ain't gonna let you do it. He gonna try to tear your ass down. He'll even tear your ass down for thinking about it. So you need a $400,000 anti-tear your ass down fund. And that's where that money should be going. Because until we destroy white supremacy, we're not going to really be able to do nothing in this society. He going to tear that shit down over and over again. He's going to constantly fuck whatever we got going on. He's not going to let you do it. So you're going to have to take your freedom. You're going to have to fight for your freedom. You're going to have to man up for your fucking freedom. And you're not going to be accredited. You're not going to be validated. And coons are not going to like you. Coons are not going to support you. They're always going to be against you. They're always going to speak out against you and try to stop what you're doing. Don't be surprised. But you can't blame black people for this. Because anytime you're using the institutions of white supremacy, it has a mechanism that black people can use to tear your ass down. The institution has been set up with an insurance policy that when you get out of control and start doing some real radical shit, that it's a number that black people can call 1-800 stop that nigga. It's already been set up and it's a part of the system. So you are validated by a system with a special hotline called 1-800-STOP-THAT-NIGGA. But if you become independent and truly strong as a true black nationalist and a true Pan-Africanist, they won't be able to stop that nigga. When they call 1-800-STOP-THAT-NIGGA, it's going to be a busy signal. Because everybody going to be calling trying to get through, but ain't nobody going to be able to answer. Black people ain't going to respect their own black leadership until their own black leadership stands up to the fucking beast, stand up to the devil. When we behead they fucking devil, then they'll respect us, they'll honor us. They say, well, oh, you more powerful than the white man. The ancestors is with your ass. Oludumare is with you. You follow? The deities are with you. Ogun is with you. When you get the head of that devil and show them that you are fearless, courageous, invincible, and indestructible against white supremacy, then they'll see you have the protection and the anointing of the ancestors. And to that day, you will never gain the respect of them. You never will. Because they only honor who they fear. Because we are very superstitious and spooky people. And they won't fear us until we take that of which they ultimately fear and bring it down before their eyes. But I just wanted to touch on this in this video. I didn't want to say too much. But I think it's a good thing that Dr. Umar Johnson is no longer being validated by white supremacy, and that's coming to an end. That's good to hear. He gonna have to be independently strong as a black leader, because they tried to take him down with the strip club piece. They're gonna continue to try to take you down, and you must show flawless victory through all of these different attacks to gain the true respect of the people. And the ultimate victory is the destruction of white supremacy, which should be your focus. Not just setting up schools, not just going into school systems that have been set up for the purpose of psychologically mind-fucking black children and just trying to treat the situation when the root cause is the destruction of white supremacy itself. That's the root cause. The whole system, prison, the pipeline, all that. That is the purpose of the system. To turn you into a slave, whether working for corporate America or a slave to the penal institution. That is the objective of it. It's not. So you have to destroy it. And you have to create something alternative to it. And one of the components of that alternative is to focus on destroying the system of white supremacy. This is King Noble Black Supremacy. Join my website, www.kingnobleuncensored.com. Donate and don't hate.